Welcome to DragginMath. This video is a very brief overview of this simple and powerful algebra app. There is more to know, but this will get you started. First, look in the upper left corner for the main info icon. You will see this icon in many places throughout DragginMath. Each one has something important to tell you. Tap the main info icon now. Here is a list of topics, each with its own info icon. Depending on the size of your screen, you may have to drag up and down to see everything. Tap the icons to read about these topics. DragginMath info pages are aimed more at teachers than students. That doesn't mean students shouldn't read them, but it is better to wait until they have more experience with algebra and its vocabulary. Even if you are a teacher, you don't have to read these pages right away. But remember they are here and describe things you will want to know soon. Also remember that some of these pages change from time to time. For example, the New Features page changes with each new release. You can drag up and down to read the whole thing. When you finish reading, remember to tap OK at the bottom. Do that now to get back to the main screen. Next, look in the upper right corner for the configuration button. Tap it now. Here are controls that let you configure DragginMath to suit your preferences. Depending on the size of your screen, you may have to drag up and down to see everything. Some of these configuration issues are simple and obvious, while others are subtle and sophisticated. The default settings are good to get you started, but you can change them at any time. Each control has its own info icon, describing what that control is about. Once again, these info pages are aimed more at teachers than students. Even if you are a teacher, you don't have to read these pages right away, but remember they are here and describe things you will want to know soon. When you finish reading and setting switches, remember to tap OK at the bottom. Do that now to get back to the main screen. Whenever you want to start a new math problem, tap inside the text field at the top of the screen. This erases the screen and raises the screen keyboard. Tap the top text field now. This is the iPad screen keyboard. If you have a physical keyboard attached to your device, you can use that too. But DragginMath uses some symbols not found on standard keyboards, so you still need the screen keyboard for some things. Some key columns swipe up and down to expose more symbols. These columns have colored backgrounds to help you know which ones can be swiped. If you don't see a symbol you want to use, swipe these columns up and down to find what you want. Due to size constraints, the iPhone keyboard looks different, with different columns that can be swiped, but it works the same way. Notice the screen keyboard has its own info icon to tell you even more about how to use it. Here are some things to know right away. First, there is no decimal point. By design, DragginMath only does integer arithmetic. Next, the equals and assign symbols are not the same and not interchangeable. For now, equals is what you want. The up arrow symbol on the keyboard is the raise operator, where 2 raise 5 means 2 to the 5th power. DragginMath only accepts expressions that are correct and complete. If you tap a key whose symbol cannot be correct where you tried to put it, DragginMath rejects it immediately. The text field flashes red and there is a bonk sound. If you tap a key whose symbol is mathematically acceptable, but that you tapped by mistake, use backspace to fix it. To erase the entire line and start over, flick your finger sideways off the backspace key. You can only add or remove symbols at the end of the line. Inserting or deleting in the middle doesn't work in DragginMath. The keyboard won't go away until you tap Endline. If the expression in the top text is not mathematically complete, Endline is not accepted. If you just want the keyboard to go away, use backspace to erase everything, then tap Endline. Tap the top text and use the keyboard now to enter 2 plus 3 plus 4. Then tap Endline. Look for the diagram in the middle of the screen. This kind of diagram is called an operator tree. It means the same thing as the expression you entered in the top text, but it also shows how the symbols are connected in meaning. This kind of diagram is the reason this app exists. Whenever you change either the text or the tree, DragginMath changes the other to match it. Flick up on the operator symbol to turn its tree into a line of symbols. Flick down to turn it into a tree again. This can simplify a complicated tree to help you understand it. Most people need a little practice to learn to do this reliably. Drag your fingertip anywhere on whitespace to move all operator trees on the screen. Double tap anywhere on whitespace to send trees home to the upper left corner. Lay your fingertip on plus at the top of the operator tree and leave it there. Look for the red circle around your fingertip. The circle means DragginMath knows you are touching that node in the tree. Drag the node at the top of the tree to move the whole tree. The circle in the tree may change color when you drag it. Don't worry about that if it does. Lift your finger to drop the tree in that place. If there is only one tree on the screen like there is now, this is the same as dragging on whitespace. Lay your fingertip on 2 in the operator tree and leave it there. Look in the top text to see the 2 highlighted there. Whenever you touch a node in an operator tree, the corresponding symbol is highlighted in the top text. With your fingertip on 2, drag it to the left. It may change color when you do this. Don't worry about that if it does. Now lift your finger and see 2 go back where it came from. You moved something, but in this case, that movement doesn't mean anything to DragginMath, so it set everything back the way it was before you moved it. This is typical DragginMath behavior. If you want to know if something works, try it. If what you did means nothing, then nothing happens. Put your fingertip back on 2, then drag it to the right past 3. The red circle turns purple when you do this. Now, lift your finger. See that 2 and 3 have changed places. This is the commutative property in action. You can drag the nodes back the other way if you want. Let's commute again. Put your fingertip on 4. Drag it to the left until it passes 3 plus 2, then lift your finger. You can commute simple operands like numbers or variables, or complicated sub-expressions. When commuting, DragginMath thinks of them as the same, and you can too. In this operator tree, there are 2 plus symbols on the screen. Drag the lower plus up onto the upper plus. The red circle turns blue when you drag up. When one node is directly over another, 4 things happen at the same time. There is an audible click. The white background changes color slightly. A black border appears around the target node, and a target icon appears in the upper left corner of the screen. This means you are on target for dropping onto that node. If you then drag off target, 4 things happen at the same time. There is a lower-pitched audible click. The screen background color changes back to white. The black border around the target node disappears, and the target icon in the upper left corner disappears. If you lift your finger and drop off target, nothing happens, and everything goes back the way it was. At first, this seems like a lot going on, but after only a little experience with DragginMath, these signals become natural to you, and you just know when you are on target. Drag the lower plus up onto the upper plus and drop it there. Remember, you must be on target when you drop. DragginMath knows this means you want to use the associative property, so it rebuilds the tree and the text to show this result. There are still 2 plus symbols in the tree, which now has a different structure, but it means the same thing. This ability to change structure without changing meaning is what algebra is, and this is what DragginMath does. Whatever you try to do, if a change in structure would cause a change in meaning, DragginMath won't do it. The associative property and commutative property are only 2 of a large number of transformations DragginMath knows how to do. Don't worry, you don't have to learn all of them today. Elementary algebra problems usually ask you to solve for x, so let's do that now. Tap the top text field again, then enter 3x plus 4 equals 10, and end line. Drag 4 up onto equals and drop it there. See the result 3 times x equals 10 minus 4. This is the result of doing the same thing to both sides. It's one of the fundamental tools in algebra. Now double tap subtract to evaluate 10 minus 4. See the result 3 times x equals 6. Drag 3 up onto equals and drop it there. See the result x equals 6 over 3. Double tap divide to evaluate 6 over 3. See the result x equals 2. There's the answer, and that's all there is to it. This is how most elementary problems are solved in DragginMath. Drag an operand up onto equals to invert it to the other side. Then double tap an operator to do some arithmetic. Repeat these steps until there's nothing more to do. To solve more complicated problems, you must understand and use other tools also, such as the commutative and associative properties shown earlier. DragginMath can help you solve problems much more complicated than this. When you're ready to learn more, look at the main info page and read About Writing Math and About Colors and Modes. On the DragginMath website, the guided tour is an even more thorough description of what this app can do for you. Meanwhile, be bold and try things. You can't hurt anything. And if you didn't understand what happened, or if you want to see it happen again, or if you want to try something else, use undo to go back. You can undo and redo through all steps of the current problem. Or tap the up arrow in the top row to review your recent problems and all the steps you took to solve them. What's next? Tap the configuration button and look for the Clean Solve switch. Read its info page. This choice is especially important if you are new to algebra or if your students are. Also, look for the traditional text switch and read its info page. That's all for now.